If you've ever started a woodworking project, gotten halfway through, and quietly given up because nothing was lining up right, this video is going to change that. Not with theory, not with vague tips you've already heard 100 times. With one complete, start-to-finish build you can actually follow, step by step, today. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to build a solid pallet coffee table with your own two hands. And more importantly, you'll understand exactly why most first attempts fail, so you never make that mistake again. Here's something worth saying plainly, because I think a lot of men watching this already know it, even if they don't say it out loud. There's a real satisfaction in building something with your hands that simply doesn't come from anywhere else. Not from buying something off a shelf, not from watching someone else do it. It's the same satisfaction a lot of us felt fixing a car, building a fence, or helping our own fathers in a garage decades ago. That feeling doesn't go away with age. If anything, it gets more valuable once you've got the time to actually enjoy it properly. But here's the honest problem. Most men who try to pick this back up, or start it for the first time, quit within the first project. Not because the woodworking itself is hard, because nobody ever showed them the actual steps in order, clearly, without skipping the parts that matter. They watch a 10-minute video that jumps from raw wood to a finished table in 3 cuts, get frustrated when their own attempt doesn't look anything like it, and the tools end up back in the garage, untouched, sometimes for years. That ends today. This is a coffee table, small enough to finish in a single afternoon, but it teaches you every single skill you'll need for every bigger project after it. If you can build this table correctly, you can build a bench, a shelf, a bed frame. The skills don't change. Only the size does. Step 1. Choosing your wood. Not every pallet is worth your time, and this is where most people go wrong before they've even picked up a saw. Look for a pallet with tight, even boards, no major cracks, no soft or rotted spots, and boards that sit flush against each other without obvious gaps. Check for a stamp near the edge of the frame. HT means heat-treated, safe to build with. If you see MB, that's methyl bromide, a chemical fumigant, and that pallet goes back where you found it, no exceptions. This single check takes 30 seconds and prevents the single most common safety mistake in reclaimed wood projects. Step 2. Taking it apart the right way. Most men reach for a hammer and just start swinging, and that's exactly how good boards end up splitting in half before you've even started building. Use a pry bar, positioned close to where the nail actually is, and a rubber mallet to gently tap the pry bar under the board. Work it loose slowly, from both ends toward the middle, not all at once from one side. It takes a little more patience than swinging a hammer, but it's the difference between salvaging 6 usable boards and salvaging 2, with the rest cracked beyond use. Step 3, and this is the step almost every beginner rushes through: sanding. Start at 80 grit to knock down the roughest surface and remove old grime. Then work up through the grits, 120, then finish at 220. Skipping straight from rough to smooth leaves visible scratch marks that show up clearly the moment you apply stain, and there's no fixing that after the fact without starting the sanding over completely. 10 extra minutes here saves you from redoing the entire finish later. Step 4. Assembly. This is where the table actually becomes a table, and it's also where a rushed job shows up fastest. Use wood glue in every joint before you drive a single screw. The glue does most of the actual holding, and the screws are there to clamp everything tight while it cures. Use screws, not nails. Nails work themselves loose over months of normal use, especially with reclaimed wood that's already been through years of expansion and contraction in a warehouse. Screws bite and hold. Make sure every leg is cut to the exact same length before you attach anything. A difference of even 1/8 of an inch between legs is enough to leave you with a table that rocks every time someone sets a coffee cup down on it. And there's genuinely nothing more frustrating in a finished piece than a wobble you can't quite explain. Step 5. Finishing. Choose a stain that matches the room it's going into. Apply it evenly with the grain, and wipe back any excess after a few minutes so it doesn't pool and dry unevenly. Once you've applied your protective top coat, here's the step almost nobody tells you, and it's the single biggest reason a finished, Table starts wobbling 2 weeks later. Let it cure fully before you use it. 24 to 48 hours, sitting unloaded, before you put any real weight on it. Reclaimed wood keeps moving slightly as it settles into its new shape, and loading it too soon is what turns a solid joint into a loose one within a month. That's it. 5 steps. It sounds simple because it genuinely is. The mistakes that ruin a first project almost never come from a lack of skill. They come from skipping steps, rushing the sanding, or grabbing a hammer instead of a pry bar. Follow this exact order, and you'll end up with a table that looks like it came from a proper workshop, not a garage. Now here's the thing I want to be straight with you about, because this channel exists to actually help you build, not just to string you along with vague advice video after video. This one table teaches you the fundamentals. But if you want to keep building, a bench next, then a bed frame, then something bigger, you're going to want more than one plan in your back pocket. That's exactly why I use and recommend Ted's Woodworking. It's a library of over 16,000 tested plans, covering everything from small pieces like this table all the way up to full furniture builds, sheds, and outdoor structures, each one with the exact cut list and measurements already worked out. So you're never standing in your garage guessing your way through a project the way most people do their first time out. If today's project felt good, if there was even a small sense of pride watching that table come together, that feeling doesn't have to be a one-time thing. Ted's Woodworking is linked in the description below, and it's built exactly for men who want to keep building project after project without wasting a single board on guesswork. You don't need a full workshop, and you don't need decades of experience you don't have yet. You need the right steps in the right order, the same way we just walked through together, and a real plan waiting for you the next time you're ready to pick up a saw. That's the whole difference between a project that gets finished and one that quietly ends up back in the corner of the garage. Go build something. Start with this table if you haven't already, and when you're ready for the next one, Ted's Woodworking is right there waiting in the description.